You're hearing mixed messages right now. The market's softening, economy's going down, interest rates are going up, or are they going down? Here's the things that you need to know about what's actually happening in the economy of Minnesota for you to make a good decision on whether or not now is the right time to buy and sell. As a real estate agent, our most important thing is to be able to cut through the noise and the clickbait of what's true and what's not. We'll cover 3 indicators in this video. 1, what are current market trends in the Twin Cities housing market? 2, what is the future economy and broader landscape going to affect your decision? And most importantly, the third one of, is it the right time for you and your personal situation? Do you feel more pressure from declining rates or declining buyer demand when making your decision to sell your home? What are you hearing these days?
Here are the indicators you need to know about the current Minnesota market. One of the key factors is month supply and what your inventory is. Currently, month supply is sitting at 2.7. A balanced market is generally 5 to 6 months supply. So we are still currently in a seller's market on that end of it. Currently, number of new listings is down 1% and the number of pendings is up 5%. So we are kind of falling back into a listing shortage, which would indicate a great time to get your home on the market.
Another important indicator or factor when deciding whether or not to sell your home now or later is what's going to happen in the Minnesota housing market and economics as a whole. One of the biggest things we're hearing in the news these days, or that has the most effect probably on timing for selling your property or for buyers in general, is interest rate. What is it doing now? Where is it going to get to? How far is it going to drop? Do I wait until interest rates drop? So understanding that when interest rates drop, 2 things can happen. 1, prices will go up because buyers can afford more for that property. But also there's this other underlying factor is knowing that we have the lock-in effect happening. So what that means is a lot of sellers have a 4% or lower interest rate. If interest rates start to creep down farther in the 6s, that pent-up demand may unlock, creating more inventory. So there's a couple of things to watch out for or to keep in the back of your mind. But right now, we're not seeing that more inventory is going to come on. We're not seeing more in foreclosures. We're not seeing more from the baby boomers selling off their homes, where I think is the 2 most likely factors to increase inventory. So when it comes to deciding whether or not doing it now and doing it in the future rate environment sounds like it may be more friendly. But I will tell you this, in my experience, is you never really know what's going to happen with that. But I think a good idea to look at, to keep track of, is going to be inventory and it's going to be interest rates. Those are going to be your 2 biggest factors to look at to going, is it now or is it later? Will I miss this golden opportunity right now, or is it going to be better in the future anyways?
The most important factor or indicator when whether I should sell now or sell later is, what is your personal situation? What is your timeline? Do you have repairs you need to make? What is your equity situation? Is it a job relocation? Those are all large factors that are going to outweigh the other 2 that we have discussed. And this would be the most important, just what is your current personal situation? Where are you at as we talk, the equity wise? Do you have a house you're trying to buy? Are you selling and moving out of state? Are you selling and retiring? What is your current situation? That is going to be the most important, and putting a strategy together to help you navigate through that is something we do very well.
When it all boils down, the most important decision or indicator to look at is now the right time for you and your family? I think when it comes to having this conversation with sellers, is mapping out the strategy of whether or not that makes sense or not, taking the economics out of it completely. I think a lot of people have this assumption sometimes that the future will be better for their situation in those time periods for people, or it's also what we're hearing a lot now is, hey, do I downsize now or do I wait? And it's really going to couple into what you're going to buy. A lot of times in the situations for sellers, it goes, hey, I'm not finding anything that I want, or this payment is too high. Do I wait until that goes down? Do I wait until the equity in my house increases? I think the most important thing to realize when it comes to that situation is, if the equity in your home increases, the purchase price of that next home is also going to increase. You have to look at your situation to go, the reason why you're typically selling is to get into that new home. That is the ultimate goal. Can we find something that does work, that fits into your price range comfortably, and is that out on the market right now? Or do we have to wait for typically a salary increase, or hey, we can actually stay in this house longer? Those are, I think, the biggest questions for you to ask yourself when understanding, hey, is now now the right time for me? Understand that your move is for you and your family. It's an emotional one. I think I see the mistake too many times with sellers of looking at it like an investment. You aren't going to be able to choose the perfect time for the sale of your house when you're buying at the perfect time. And I'll see the biggest mistake I've seen people make in the last 5 years is 5 years ago, people would sell their house and go, hey, the housing market is at the high it's ever going to be. I'm going to rent for 3 to 5 years and then I'll buy. Those people are still renting and the prices are a lot higher right now. So you really have to make an educated decision on, is this decision right for you right now? To get the most accurate and up-to-date information on the first two indicators, our seller report will help you understand where your value of your home is and what market trends are specifically in your area. To be able to understand the third one, this is what I would do. We have an affordability calculator for you to be able to take your equity from your house, pull it from there to understand, is this next monthly payment of a house or something that we would enjoy? Is it out there? If it is, you may have solved kind of 3 of the pieces to be able to make the best decision for you.